Hello, friends, and welcome back to Insecure, Inadequate, and Overwhelmed. My name is Emily A. Lamb. The A stands for Ann, if you were wondering. And I'm so glad you guys are listening today. I'm so glad you're here. It means so much to me that you would listen and tune in and listen to me talk. I feel like it's been 10 million years. I think I say that every time. It's just because this 2-week gap between recording podcasts. Feels like so much has happened. And so much has happened. And I can't wait to share that in this podcast. I feel like some of that's going to just kind of unfold as we talk about it. But this week, this last couple of weeks have been really fun for Christian and I. We've done a lot of planning. We started a new schedule, which was awesome. So we've kind of been sticking to that. Super fun. But this past week, we were dog sitting for our friends. It's a Labradoodle. Her name is Paisley. She's adorable. So one day this week, I just went over there and I was hanging out with Paisley, just chilling. And our friends have this beautiful house, and I was just hanging out in their kitchen, hanging out with the dog, sitting over there. I loved it. I didn't have Wi-Fi. It was quiet. Like, I don't know how to control their TV, so I just left it off. And it was so nice to just sit and pray and journal and work on this podcast for you guys. I'm really excited to talk about this today because it's been something that has been on my heart, and it's just something I've been telling myself every single day since this podcast began. Even before that just like has been helping me raise my confidence, helping me just become a better version of myself. And so I know you can see it on the title, but just the idea of I can't be anything for anyone else. That's a statement that I felt like God laid on my heart the day Christian told me this podcast was starting. The day he told me, I got this anxious feeling in my stomach like, oh my goodness, this is real and I can't do it. What am I going to do? I can't be this for this person. I can't do this for this person. I can't do this. And I was just praying. I was laying in bed and I was like, God, what am I going to do? Like, I'm so incredibly nervous. I'm afraid. What if everybody hates it? What if it's a bust? And I just felt like God was speaking to me in my heart. And he said, I can't be anything for anybody else. Emily, you can't be anything for anybody else. And so what does that even mean? And so when I think of that, whenever he's laid on my heart, it felt this peace, and it was, no matter what it is, I cannot focus on what other people think. I can't focus on being I can't focus on being something for somebody else. I can't focus on making sure other people are happy. I can't focus on catering to everybody else. I have to be who I am, and I have to be who I am for me. And that's okay. I have to be who God made me to be for his glory and for my life. I can't cater to other people and change for them. And so that's something that I've been telling myself, like, this is who God's made me to be. These are the personality traits I have. Yes, I'm still changing. Yes, I'm still growing. I'm not just staying the same, but this is who I am. And I can't be anything for anybody else. So that's kind of what I've been laying on my heart. So what does that look like? And that's what I want to unpack in the next few minutes, is just what that looks like for me. And so I have a few areas I just want to talk about. And this isn't necessarily like the wife, daughter, sister, aunt areas of my life, because those I am that to those people. This is more the personal areas of my life that can sometimes waver considering what other people like, especially in this. We have this world of social media and the internet, and we get consumed by what people think and how many likes we get and how many comments and how many followers in this influencer culture we're in. So that's what I want to unpack today, is what that looks like for me. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to start on social media. Social media is a part of, I'm not going to say everybody's life because I'm not trying to put everybody in a box, but it's a part of most people's lives. Social media is that. And so when it comes to this, I know what's going to do well on my page. It might get boring after a while, but I know what's going to do well. I know I'm going to get a lot of likes if I post a picture of Christian and I or a selfie. Like, those are the pictures those are the things that I know are going to get the most likes. Not necessarily videos, not necessarily anything else. Just I know those two topics are what are going to get the most likes in my world. But I can cater to people like that, and sometimes I do post those, but then I don't get any likes. Sometimes I have a really great caption, and then sometimes I don't get any likes. So it's not that I get none, but I don't get as many as the time before. So for me, and I saw this, my friend comment this on somebody's post the other day, is you have to post whatever you whatever you want. It's your page. Post whatever you want. It doesn't matter what other people think because they can just leave. And if they don't like what you're posting, then they will leave. And that's totally okay. Because if you're posting what you like, what you enjoy, just anything that you think is fun, then you're going to be a lot happier with your post. I find that whenever I'm just posting whatever I feel like I want to post and what I think is cool, I'm going to be a lot happier with it. I'm not as focused on how many likes I get. Sometimes when I post those pictures that I know do better, I'm over my Instagram time limit on my phone because I set a timer for how much, so I'm not on it too much during the day. And sometimes I'll be over time and it'll say like ignore for the rest of the day, and I'll hit that just so I can see my likes for the rest of the day. I know I'm not perfect, never have been, never claimed to be, obviously by the name of this podcast, but that's something I've been working on, is not getting so focused on how many likes I get or how many comments I get, how many followers I have. That's not something I've been wanting to focus on, but it's a part of my life, and sometimes I do. But for me, when it comes to social media, that's been the hardest because I know what does well and what doesn't, is just to not post exactly what I think other people are going to like, because honestly, they're still not going to like it. And if you're posting what you like and what you enjoy, eventually you're going to gain followers who like the same things. And you don't have to pretend, because they're going to like your photos. They're going to enjoy. They're going to engage. And that's when you build relationships on social media. Like, I think social media is a great tool for connecting with the world, connecting with people. The internet's amazing. Like, how cool is it that we can connect with people from anywhere? Sure, it has its faults, but on social media, you have the option to create relationships and find people that really enjoy what you enjoy. And that is so cool to me. And so that's why I encourage people, like, just post whatever you want. Post what you like. If you enjoy it, if social media is your job, awesome. You can be strategic about that and just see. But still, even when you're being strategic, you want to post things that you like. And that's something that I have to keep telling myself, like, as I want to grow these relationships in this area, I need to focus on what I like and not necessarily what everybody else might like. This whole thing for I can't be anything for anybody else really also affects me when it comes to our YouTube channel that I have with my husband and this podcast. And I talked about that a little already, but when it comes to these two platforms, especially for this podcast for me, I've had to be really real with myself every single time I'm coming up with ideas and talking through, like, what do I want this to be, is that this can't be for anybody else but me. And I want you to find community here, and I want to build relationships with people who are walking through the same things I'm dealing with, and have some of the same real emotions I have. But to find that community, I have to be true to myself. If I'm going to try and cater to other people, the people who are really dealing with what I'm dealing with are going to see that. And they're going to feel like it's fake. And that's not what I want to be. I want to be real, and I want to be true, and I want to find people who connect with what I connect with. This world is huge, and I know there are people walking through similar things, and that's where I want to be. That's the relationships I want to build. I want to be authentic, and if I'm authentic, then I can be consistent. If you're being yourself, you can be consistent because you're not trying to cater to the people in the room or who's around or just trying to make things work. When it comes to YouTube, this was something my husband and I were just talking about today. This past week, we started a new thing on our YouTube channel. It's called Week Daily Vlogging. Christian doesn't love that title, but I do because I think it's awesome. So Week Daily Vlogging, what does that mean? We post 5 videos every week. Monday through Friday, we are posting 5 videos. If you don't follow us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. It's Christian and Emily. Emily spelled Emilie. It's super fun. We just started posting all the time. Check it out if you would. That would be amazing. I'd really appreciate it. It's really fun. Yeah. So we started this last Thursday. We're going to post 5 times a week. A couple of those days are going to be devotionals, and we're going to be talking through big topics. We're going to be doing a weekend recaps and just things like that. And I'm really excited for what's to come with it. But even today, we filmed like a weekend recap, and today was not an exciting day. Like, I worked and then I came home and we had to run some errands, but the whole day we're like, what are we going to do for the vlog? What are we going to do the vlog on Monday? So we were throwing all these ideas around. Well, we could do this challenge or we could do this, but none of it was planned and none of it felt like us. It was just going to be random and weird, and we're just like, this isn't us. This isn't who we are. And if it's not who we are, we don't want to post it. Like, I like challenge videos, but Christian hates them. So why? He doesn't hate them. He just thinks they're boring. So if we're posting that, why we're not passionate about it? And then it's just a video, and we want to post things we're passionate about, because just because somebody might like a challenge, most people might think it's boring. Who knows? So we want to stay true to who we are. And we came out with a great idea. You can check it out. Our weekend recaps are on Mondays are when we post those. If you want to check it out, be really fun. Shameless plug. Really appreciate it. But that's what happens when it comes to YouTube, is we've got to be true to us, especially when we're posting 5 videos every week, when we were posting like 1 every 3 weeks. We just want to jump on and we want to be all in. And I'm really excited about being all in on YouTube. It's just walking through that this week and coming up with ideas and just staying true to who we are and what we feel like we're being led to in this season we're in. And in that, we have to stay true to ourselves. Again, YouTube's one of those things where you find a community and you build relationships with people, because social media is so dope. I just think it's so cool. YouTube, podcasts, everything, just the way it connects the world. And there have to be other people walking through the same things we walk through. And there have to be like groups like that are passionate about things we're passionate about. Whenever I think of that whole topic of like finding people that are like the same things we like, I think of, I just listened to the Try Guys' new book, and I was listening to their stories, and those 4 guys, I don't know if you've seen their channel, they're YouTubers. It's so good. You should check out their channel. I think it's funny. But they are 4 guys who are so passionate about the same project, and they're working together, and they're best friends, and they're working on this project, and they're building this company. And I think it's so cool that they get to work with their best friends every single day and work hard and be all in it. And I'm like, that's what I want to find, is people that are so passionate about the same things. Or even the Vlog Squad on YouTube, we watch them as well. And this is a group, and they're all making these videos together, and they're friends, and this is their jobs, and they get to hang out and they get to do cool things. And I just think that's so neat that you can have those relationships like that. And that's why I want to build this community, because we want to find those people in our lives and just connect with them. And it's so, so cool. That's why you can't be anything for anybody else. You got to be what you're going to be for you, what God's called you to be right now. And just keep going and growing and staying true to yourself. The last area I want to look at for this too is just as a volunteer and a small group leader. My husband is a creative pastor at a church here in Illinois, and I'm a volunteer, and we lead a junior high school small group, and we had a young adult small group for the past 2 semesters for us. And that has been so amazing. I absolutely love it. For volunteering on Sunday mornings, I teach girls track, and then the other Sundays I'm usually in creative, or sometimes I serve on the production team if they need people. But in those areas, as a volunteer and small group leader, it is so easy for me to cater to the most dominant personality in the room, or who I want to like me the most, which is typically the most dominant personality in the room. Like, you want to please that person because they're the ones who are going to speak up against you. Not that those people would do that, but that's my personality type, is to cater to that person. It's not a good thing. It's not. But in these situations, when I know I'm doing that, I have to do what I know and trust that God put me in that role for a reason, and He's created me to do this. So I have to continue to tell myself, like, God put me here. I can't be anything for these people. Like, I can try and cater to them, but that's not going to fulfill me, and that's not going to fulfill them. So I have to be true to who I am, and I have to like step out of my comfort zone. And God put me in this role for a reason. It's not to cater to the most dominant personality. It's for me to engage with those people and pour into people's life, and have and that they're pouring into my life, and just build these relationships. And when it comes to this, it kind of doesn't matter what people think. When it comes to our small group, especially, like, I can't cater to that one person, because that's not a healthy for me. And honestly, if people don't like the group, they won't come back, and that's okay, because those people aren't my people. Does that mean, like, you know what I mean by that? They're just not you. It's like that line, like, your vibe attracts your tribe. They're not my tribe, and that's okay. we all have people that we click with and people we don't click with. And as long as we're doing what God's created us and called us to do, it's totally okay where you're at. And so in those settings, especially I volunteer in Growth Track, I'm with people for 2 weeks out of a 4-week session thing. And sometimes I'm really catering to one person in the room. And I just have to be like this. Other people need vision. I need to walk in this, especially, and just love people where they're at and not cater to any specific personality type so everyone can get plugged in. And in these situations where the people are ever changing, I have to be true to myself and to who God made me to be. So that way I'm doing the best I can in the role that I'm in. Plus, if you're being yourself and if you're being yourself, then you know the people around you are going to stick around. This might not always be the case, but if you're being true to yourself and you're not catering to people, it's not going to be the situations where you walk on eggshells for people and they're just going to leave you at the drop of a hat. Like, you're going to find real and good friendships whenever you're being yourself and you're not sugarcoating like who you are for other people. You want to be real. You want to be honest. You want to be vulnerable. You want to be authentic. Authenticity right now is so important in just culture and everything because people see through it if you're not. And it's time that we all stepped up. Let's just evaluate. Am I being authentic? Am I being real? Do I just talk a big game, or am I being who I say I am? So if you can't be anything for anyone else, that doesn't mean you aren't growing. So sometimes like you can look at this and it's like you're just being you for you. So that's kind of selfish, right? It's not, because when you're being you for you, you're only challenging yourself. You want to grow. You're still growing. You're still changing. You're still becoming a better person, but you're not competing with other people. You are focusing on who God called you to be, and you're challenging yourself to be a better person. It's not an excuse to stay the same. It's a challenge to become better, because you want to be the best you can become, right? I mean, I at least want to become the best me I can be. And that's the goal. So between that and being yourself, no matter the setting, you'll attract the people who God has placed in your life for a purpose. That's when you'll find those people, is when you're being true to yourself and when you're growing. Those when you're going to meet the people that God has intended for you to meet. You're going to build those relationships. You're going to have strong friendships, strong relationships, and you're going to be growing in all these areas of your life. So I hope you'll hold on to that this week, that you can't be anything for anybody else. You can only be you for you and who God called you to be. That's something I'm going to keep telling myself, no matter the situation, no matter what I'm dealing with right now. I've used it whenever I went to camp. That's what I told myself every single day. I was not prepared for that role, but it's okay, because I can only be me for me. I can't try to cater to these other people in the room, because somebody's not going to be happy, and the people pleaser in me is going to be sobbing. I have to be me for me. And that is okay. Sorry, I feel like I kind of ranted during that, but thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys will please subscribe, share, rate this podcast. I would really appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun recording them, and it's really been a good time. I hope you guys will also check out our vlog on YouTube, Christian and Emily. This week, daily vlogging has started, and it'll be a lot of fun. I'm just really excited. God has a really cool season for us right now, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys and just be a part of it with you. Thank you so much again for listening. I really appreciate that you would take time out of your day to listen to me talk, and I hope this has helped you and encouraged you in some part of your life just to be true to who you are and who God's called you to be. I believe in you. I think you're absolutely incredible, and I thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye.